This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update 743. What did you just say? Enjoy. All right, that's the live stream. I think we struck a good balance there. It
was a hell of a live stream.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think one thing, and I hope everybody sees it as this way, is that this is the time where we can start moving forward from this, because I feel that in my general sense of playing this game is that the vast majority of people out there don't care for the theatrics that are going on within certain areas of the community for microtransactions. They are just content to keep playing the game. And I asked this at the roundtable last week, and I said, how many of you people here actually care about what's happening with microtransactions? If microtransactions increased, would you continue to play? And I mean, granted, I did have some pretty heavy hitters there in terms of the skilling side, but yeah, everybody said that they would continue.
Yeah, I think right now what is important is Jagex makes some kind of stride, some kind of try to meet us halfway to microtransactions. It's not going to go away. And at different times it has, it's more important than others.
Yeah.
The last two promotions, I think it just really, for whatever reason, it hit a nerve. And with, there is some MTX creep on just gaining the experience side, that I really truly think they should roll back. And if they were to do that, that would show some goodwill. And I mean, I want that. Like I was so happy all the way until like June. I said they're on a roll, and then things did feel like they started to fall apart. And as that was happening, then we got hit with nerfs, and then we got hit with the microtransaction stuff. And so, like, if they were to, I don't know, like, put out an olive branch, that in conjunction with RuneFest and a new skill and new things going forward, that could be a new day, turn over a new leaf, a new page, a new chapter, and let's go forward together.
Yep. And that's what we're here to do, is that, we want to move forward. And what I feel is that, heading into this, before seeing what is announced, I feel like we are on the cusp of having another one of those breakthrough, periods that we had at the beginning of the year. There just was a bit of downtime in the summer with updates that got canceled, and Mod Osborne, this week straight up said what they were. And I think if we had had weapon diversity, if we had had the bank in August, and if we had had a quest, that would have alleviated a lot of the concern, because everybody would have been a lot more focused on those pieces of content.
Yeah, well, for sure. And I mean, because what we had to really chew on was we had nerfs, and we had Treasure Hunter, and that's not what you want to focus on.
Yeah,
like no matter what, you don't want to focus on that. And so but don't get me wrong, like the microtransaction issue, I don't think it's going to go away. I think they could do themselves a ton of good, especially with the people that you're talking about, Shane, if they made some kind of an effort to either dial it down or change it, or it just something like that. If people were seeing them saying, we hear you and we are going to try to change, it would make a big difference. And I mean, even though we might not have cared much for the what was it, Kotaku article?
Kotaku.
Kotaku
is link-based garbage that's owned by Gawker and that other shithole media company.
Right, no, I totally agree, but I'm saying it had an impact.
Of course it did. That's what Kotaku articles are all aimed about. And, that's something that we have seen ever so more in the modern world, is that media, not just, the media you see at the end of the day, every bit of media out there sensationalizes their stories, Because what is the best way for a media company, whether it is, CNN or a gaming blog or someone in the middle like Kotaku, to drive traffic? It's with a sensationalist headline.
Yeah, you need headline for clicks, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, all of that put together, it does have an effect. And microtransactions are unpopular, and I really think if there was an effort made, it would help. It would really help.
And this factors into the communication strategy, too. Of
don't
using
get
their
me
own
started,
platforms.
man.
I know you and Pernasius could go on that forever. I know.
I mean, hey, I am 100% in favor of remasters, right? Bob Osborne sold me. I was like, yes. A week later, hey, we got a new skill, guys. Oh, come on. Killing me.
But it's worth noting what is talked about at RuneFest and what they pull from the survey. Those are two distinct different time periods. RuneFest is the next 3 to 4 months. Survey is after that.
Yeah, obviously, like, for those in the know, they know that, like you stated, this skill is probably in QA at this point or something like that. Like, this was something that was done last year. But it's just their timing, man. Their timing. It's just like that could have been announced. Like the remasters should have been announced. Like, I don't know, maybe after the some other time would have been better than right at like within weeks of the new skill announcement.
Like, I am really excited for 2020 at this point and seeing where we're going next.
Want to be like I really want to be. I mean, I guess I am. I just want to see what can they offer us in the way of toning some things down, and just show us that you care. I feel like more than anything, we're to a point where we feel like we're not being cared about. Like, and I'm not saying that's their job to care about us. I mean, yeah, they're a company, but this game is different. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. This game is different. I can't think of any other game that people invest emotionally in the way that they do with RuneScape. You can have clan drama and totally just make your life suck for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, right or wrong, like, this game is like, it's this different thing, and I think we want to feel like we're important, like that the players aren't just numbers. They're not just dollar signs. Like, we love your product. We love this thing. And it gives us a sense of ownership. It's not entitlement. We feel a part of it. We've put our time and our sweat and our emotions into it. You know what I mean? Like, and I just want them to, like, acknowledge that, because it would go so far.
Yeah, and I think that's why crafting that post that we're going to hopefully get next week is so important, because that will answer a lot of these questions. And, there is going to be a segment in the community that it's not going to be good enough for. But I think at the core aspect, if you have the core of what makes RuneScape great, and that is the community, and that community is on with that vision, then I think we're in a good spot. And I think that's what I came away with thinking of in this live stream. You can watch full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. You can also listen to audio versions of RSBANDB Update at update.rsbnb.com, and feel free to subscribe to our show on any number of podcast listeners out there at update.rsbnb.com/subscribe.